Alright, we're into the polishing stage now. So Nova Burrs and Felt Cerium Oxide or Black Lighter's Secret Polish will be the way to go. So this is the stone dry. You can see, I just wanted to emphasize the stage that it's at. So this is just after the sintered diamond, and you can see it's just this foggy, hazy kind of stone. You can see there's pockets of colour coming through. There's some sections like around the chips that I didn't hit with the sintered diamonds because I want to preserve a lot of that. All we've done is knocked off all the edges, taken out the majority of the inclusions, and now this is what it looks like. But if I give it a quick dunk in some water, we bring it back, and this is actually what it looks like. So it's quite a beautiful stone. And this, we actually want it looking a little better than this when we finish with the full polish and everything. So it's gonna be quite a stone. No matter which angle you look at it, it's going to be quite a beast of a stone. So yeah, in this video we've got the Nova Burrs. So starting off, we go with the black. So black 280, brown 600, grey 1200, and finally the rose 3000. Now these are the large ones. I'll use the skinny ones most likely. I might use this large black 280 because I say it's large, but it's actually smaller than the small. So this will actually help me get into a lot of the areas a bit better. But yeah, these large ones they're not gonna be able to get into all the little grooves in this stone. So I'm gonna have to go with the skinny set. The smalls are definitely more versatile, but the larges will last longer. So that's always the trade-off. Trade-off when you're deciding which ones you want to get. But yeah, let's dive straight into it. I don't think it needs much more of an intro. Wow, what a journey it's been. This has taken me far too long. I've always said, whenever you're doing a complex carving, the more undulating it is, the harder it is to get a polish. Now the finish I've got on this is not quite as good as I would like. You can't really see it that well here, apart from major chips and whatnot. That's actually a big crack. So there's a couple cracks around the place. Some were on the surface. Some I actually surprisingly managed to get rid of slowly over time while I was trying to work on it. But there are still a fair few that remain, and I think this will just be season 1 for this stone, because talking to Jullian, there's still some more work to do. I've recommended a couple slices, and he's gonna sort that out and see if it's the direction he wants to go, because there's just a couple areas that I'm not overly keen on. So if I go on an angle here, you can see that there's a few cracks and stuff around here. These are the most serious cracks, and I think a slice just down here, you'll lose this edge, but at the same time you'll get rid of all of that and it won't be a problem anymore. This third color bar just on this tiny little digit here kind of looks like a thumb. This part here, it's not that great anyway. See, there's that brown looking potchy bit, same on this side, and all the cracks stem from there as well. So I don't think it's a huge sacrifice to get rid of that. Sure, there's a little bit of color over here that will be disappointing to lose, but maybe you can still get a small skinny stone out of that. And the other spot is of course over here where that sand is, and from that sand there's a little bit of a crack that runs across here as well, which you could get rid of. And I was actually thinking of a slice from here right down along here to get rid of this. And what I would say is with this one, you wouldn't want to slice along the face here where it is. If you shine a torch through, like we have in the past, you can see that it shoots across this way. So I'd actually just miss that and go to the left, starting up here, cut through here, and then you should be able to round out this sand on the edge. So I think that's the best way to get rid of it. There's an unfortunate ginger whisker thing just over here that's still there. It actually looks more obvious now that the stone's polished. And there's another one just over here. I think you could get rid of them, but you will lose a lot of that color up there, so that's another small consideration. But I can see this stone getting cut here, and ending up with this. It'd still be a good 15 to 20 carats just in the middle there. I don't actually know what this stone is now. I'll give it a quick weigh in a minute. And I reckon you'll still end up being able to salvage a stone here. I just don't like sand, and that sand and this sand pocket that goes under here, you can't really see a lot of it, but it is fairly large, so I'd just slice through there. And yeah, maybe this stone might appear again in a season 2, because I mean, with this color, you got to do something with it. And I'm just not a fan of having flaws like that in a final stone. So we'll let Jullian have a good look at it. He'll get his hands on it, land his eyeballs on it, and see how great the colour is. I mean, I can't fault the colour and the pattern. There's some weird patterns in this. Sometimes there's bits of pinfire floating over the top of some mackerel stuff and some flagstone sections. It's just wild. And this bar over here seems to have a lot more of a painter's palette look with a lot of broad flashing, and then this one here seems like just really dense red. You can see it there. Incredible colour. Just unfortunate imperfections, which I think can still be tackled further. In which case there might be a season 2. All I'll say to everyone is try to avoid such a complex carving. I mean, you can see here where the light's dancing over it, how uneven the surface is. This takes ages. A nice cab, a solid cab, just a simple standard oval or teardrop or whatever, you can get that done in one sitting. You can sit down with your flex shaft, go through all the sinteds, go through all the novas, go through the polishing, done. This is more like 10 sittings over 2 weeks. This takes forever, and I'm still not happy with the finish. You can see some of it here. So there's still a couple of areas where I'd want to go back to the brown Nova, I think, and sit on it for another 2 hours and go from there. But I thought because we're going to do further surgeries on it, I'm 99% sure that there'll be a couple slices done on this piece before it's finished. So I didn't want to go all out and waste a couple days going for an absolute perfect mirror finish. But we've got a great idea of what the stone looks like, and Jullian's got himself a hell of a lot of good opal here. Whether it gets sliced up or not, it's still, all the small pieces he gets out of it are going to be absolutely beautiful. By far the most complex carving I've had to do to date, I think. Might not be the best piece. I don't think it quite makes it to the best piece I've ever worked on. But in terms of most complex, it's easily there. I mean, there's hardly a smooth surface on this. It's all up and down, and it's funny, over time you actually start to memorize exactly where the novas sit as you transition up through the grits. But like I would have annotated in the video, every time you upgrade the grit, you just got to hit it from every direction on every surface just to get it progressing. So beautiful stone, but I think it's still got more work, and we'll just call it here. Season 1 of Jullian's, I don't know, hand, baseball glove. What else have I heard? Duckfoot. Duckfoot was my favourite one so far. That's the best description I've had for it. Yeah, it's an unusual shape, that is for sure, and I'm sure it'll change. But for now, that is it. It was incredibly fun to work on, but I don't want to be doing another complex carving for quite a while, and I'm praying that Jullian, if he wants me to work on any other pieces, maybe the next time it's just a little bit easier. Just a tad. I don't ask for much, but this was a hell of a stone. So something a bit easier next time would be good. Just before we go, quick weigh, and it is alright, it's actually a lot higher than I thought. So it's still 35 carats. There's plenty of opportunity here for him to modify this stone, cut it down. Even if you do those slices that I was just talking about, you're still going to end up with the major piece being a good, I don't know, 20 carats at least. Probably end up with 2 5-carat stones. I think you're still getting heaps out of it. But that's for him to decide, and I'll get it in front of his eyeballs at sometime soon and see what he thinks. But for now, that's it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.